Good morning. I wanted to talk about the Q963. I have a 960, 962, and I'm using the 963, which is useful for making patterns. Now normally, like right now, I have this hooked up, step one going to a kick drum, and I have the clock output going to the hi-hat, and you would get this. But if I take the clock output that's triggering the hi-hat and I move it over to the 963, now I get a pattern. What I wanted though was something like this. So I would have to automate that switch, or I have to just sit there and hold it. So I was trying to think, is there some way to do that without, physically moving the switch? I didn't even think it was possible, but it occurred to me that there's a couple of things happening between these two modules that might be helpful. One is every time we go by step 6, we get an output here. And every time this is in the second step on the sequential switch, we get an output there. If you took those two outputs and went through what's called an AND gate, then you would get an output on the AND gate. That output would occur right when I want that beat to happen, and it would only occur on the second step of the 962. So I was actually going to build an AND gate circuit, breadboard it up and try it out. And then it just occurred to me that a VCA is like an AND gate. It's got an input and a control voltage input and an output. If the input is high and the control voltage is high, the output will be high. If either one of those goes low, the output goes low. Bam, that's an AND gate. So let's give that a whirl. I took the B output of the 963, and I'm going to take switch 6 and move it to the right. I'm running that to the input of the VCA. I'm taking the step 2 of the 962 and running that to the CV of the VCA. And then the output of the VCA is going into a multiple, which is mixing with the original gate, and then that's running the hi-hat. And so now we get this. We've automated that switch. And you can create all kinds of patterns. And you get more variety with it switching back and forth. I thought that was amazing. And it doesn't have to be a hi-hat either, right? It could be a bass line, whatever. We're not even using the control voltages of the sequencer up here. We're only really using the gates. So those control voltages could be running a bass line or a melody line or what have you, and mixing up the patterns every other time. So VCA, hopefully we have a lot of extra VCAs because you can't have too many. And you could use that, and I'm not even using it for audio. I've really never considered a VCA anything other than an audio, either gate or volume control. And so here we are using it to control gates. Thinking outside the box, we'll add that to the Thinking Outside the Box series. Let me know if that's helpful for you. Do some comments, and we love comments. The more comments we get, the better YouTube will show the videos to other people and get the message out. So let me know what you think. If you've ever done that, did you already know about it? And I'd love to hear from you. So that's what we got today.